How's it going, guys? Just want to give you an update on the upper control arms of the Sequoia for the Protune upper control arms. My final, the final case on it is my final conclusion, I should say, is don't buy those. Sometimes you might have to buy those. Sorry, a bug flew in my eye. You might have to buy them to keep the spindle from hitting your springs. This is how we ended up with those, and I got a hold of Protune. They wouldn't actually brought me back. Got a hold of the eBay seller, and this is what we ended up with. Well, I'll show you the side. It's a little more visible, you might say. So here's what we got. We ended up with this setup, and if you notice, we are not using the bolts. We have a through bolt. So I went out and bought a grade 8 half-inch bolt, and that runs all the way through the whole joint. Probably can't see the bottom of it. It goes all the way up and has a grade 8 neoprene nut. There's a few things I have to mention about that. The old bolt, let me go in there, let me show you the old bolt here. All right, here we go. The shop's still just freaking destroyed. I need to clean this place up, something terrible. So, here's what we had. The old bolt threaded down to the top. Well, after closer inspection, the original bolt that threads into the joint instead of passing through, it only had like 7 threads actually holding it into the joint. And the joint is the softer metal, right? And these are supposed to be torqued to 55. The problem we had, if you haven't seen the last videos, we Loctited these, drove around the block, and they would just come right loose. Nothing you could do to stop them happening. It's supposed to be torqued to 55. I even torqued them to 100, and red Loctited them, driving around the block, they come loose. Okay, so it's sitting here like this, and this is the bolt that goes in the bottom and has a big washer and holds into the spindle. But look at that bolt; it's already starting to roll the threads over, because I don't think it's actually, well, yeah, it is actually messing that up. I don't know what grade that is. It doesn't have normal markings on it. An EG and then a 129 on it. But it doesn't actually have the markings for grade 5 or grade 8. I don't know where they got this. And you can tell it's not a very hard bolt because it's getting shattered up already. So we took that crap out. That stuff was definitely going to kill you. Yeah, it's a metric bolt, so it's 12.9. I don't know. That crap is freaking dangerous. I'm not too faithful about those control arms with the through bolt. The fact that this should be an M14, I believe. It's metric. I had to put one size smaller through it, so half an inch to be able to pass through the threads without threading in. So I used a grade 8, a fine thread, 4-inch bolt, and a neoprene grade 8 nut. So it's a self-locking nut. That's working so far. I only drove about 5 miles. It seems like there's no issue at all. And what I did notice too, whenever I had these bolts in it and they were tight, the joint, the uniball, was tight. There's something going on with this setup they had. It cannot let the uniball freely move. Once I put the through bolt in it, everything was great, and I could tell whenever I steered, what it was doing before, it was hard to turn, even with power steering. And I'm not sure what's going on with that. It's not that way anymore. It drives perfectly fine now, but before, when you turn the wheel, it wouldn't return itself. It would just stay if you let go. I don't know if that's because I drove it a little bit now, everything's freed up, but it seemed like it did have definitely something to do with those bolts threading into that joint. I'm not really sure. I mean, for $300, in my opinion, they did send me an extra set of uniballs. I didn't have to use them. In my opinion, I shouldn't have to re-engineer a $300 control arm. And what's so bad about it, guys like Total Chaos and Icon, they're charging $800, $900, $1,100 for some of the Icon stuff. Come on, man. $1,100 for 2 control arms. It doesn't say Lamborghini across the back of it. It says Toyota across the back of it. And I'm not sure what's going on with that. And I'm not against somebody making money off somebody, but damn, man, come on, what are you doing? But anyhow, that all aside, the control arms look identical to the Total Chaos arms, identical. These actually have a little better, a little newer bushings in them. I don't know how long it's going to be for that grade 8 bolt snaps. From what I told, it will snap eventually. Even the Total Chaos arms that have a bigger bolt, eventually that'll snap. So to be honest with you, I'm kind of scared of it. I can't take the lift off unless I buy new tires. I'm just totally stuck right now on that. I'm not sure what to do. I'm seriously thinking about selling it. I mean, it's in good shape. It has air ride. It has rear airbags on it. Has really good tires on it. Taking very good care of it. It has a massive amount of miles on it. It has 398,000 miles on it. But, you know, we've done everything to it. Everything's functionable. It's a little bit dusty. As you can see, I mean, it's better shape than most of these with 150,000 miles on it. So I don't know. I mean, at this point in time, it is nice to have it around because the tires on it. I'm almost needing something more suitable for pulling the trailer. I'm just leery about it now. I don't know. I'm like that with cars. If something is not up to par, which I'm not saying it's not up to par, a lot of people run this stuff and never have any issue. The guy at the machine shop act like there's no way it was going to break that bolt. Maybe they're normal driving, maybe it won't. I don't know. If I do sell it or keep it, however it works out, I would definitely recheck those bolts down the road. You could actually remove them without taking anything else apart with the car on the ground, and take a look at it and make sure it's not getting bent up or getting chowdered up. But it drives perfect right now. I mean, I don't know. That's what the deal is. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. Whether we're going to keep this thing, I still want to keep making videos for this channel, so I'll definitely buy another Toyota if I do sell it. I feel like with that amount of miles, it's done very good. I don't really have time if something happens that's major to deal with it. But, you know, I think probably maybe I'll ask $2,500 for it. I don't know. Take a little less if need be. I think you could drive it anywhere. I drive it on 2 or 3 hour trips all the time. Never have any problem pulling the car hauler. So somebody's looking for a trail rig that's already set up, or even a tow vehicle. You know, you can tow. I've towed 8,000 pounds with it with no problem at all. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of it for right now. I haven't really been putting any videos out because I'm waiting to get that figured out. I'm waiting to get that done. And I did just buy stainless steel front brake lines for it. I'll go ahead and put those on coming up here. Maybe do a video on it. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty much it. I really don't know what to say, but we'll be back with a brake line video probably, and maybe an update on what trade I did. I'm looking every day, the last couple of days, for something different. So we'll see how it all turns out. But that's it, guys. That's the update for the Protune tubular uniball upper control arms for the first gen Sequoia and Toyota Tundra.